We're back. I'm sorry it took us so long this week, everyone, okay? This week was a busy week, and my Wi-Fi has been shit. So, we are finally back. Thank you for not spamming our videos with comments. I do really genuinely appreciate it. But we are back now, and I'm very excited to talk about this wild episode. Wild episode. But, hola, y bienvenidos a The Cup, the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where we put the real and the tea in reality. And you can always come to us first to quench your thirst. I'm Logan Murphy, say something gay, and I am just drinking some water today because hydration is the essence of Hall. I love that I've included that now. That's a new fun thing.
And it's very fitting for what we've got going on right now.
Look over there. I could have done that so much easier, and I really didn't. But yes, we've got our other series, which we'll talk about at the end of this intro. But if I was drinking anything else, obviously it would be out of a cup mug. Usually, sometimes, I don't know. Cup mug, nah. Circle of cup mug. God, and you can get yours and any of other merch at lanagcreations.etsy.com. That link is down in the description below. And we do ship domestically within North America, which does include Mexico. International shipping, we are working on that, so there are some excuses.
Well, I'm David Healy, and I don't have a cute intro, but I do have a cute shirt. I was like, why not wear a Latina Queen's shirt? So I decided to go with the one and only Adore Delano.
Party.
Ooh, yes. So I love me some Adore.
A woman.
Yes,
Come
a very
on,
pretty
woman.
woman.
Yeah.
And I need to see her back on my TV sometime soon. Please let it happen.
Yes.
But I'm just drinking some water.
Because hydration is of the essence of all.
Mm-hmm.
Period. Yes, we know Lana's not here. Before you all comment, we are very sad that Lana is not with us today. But unfortunately, you all, it is WrestleMania weekend. She would not have been here. I'm lucky I barely got her to do recordings this morning. She would not have been here because I'm pretty sure it started 30 minutes ago at the time we're filming this. So she would not have been here. She will hopefully be back next week. And we will all be back. But I'm very excited to dive into this third episode of Solo Las Mas. Wild, crazy, intense, confusing, and confusing are adjectives I could use to describe this episode.
Yes, and that was all Luis's look. Just kidding. I'm kidding.
We'll talk about it. Before we dive in, though, make sure to subscribe if you have not already, because it does actually greatly appreciate. We do actually greatly appreciate it. It does actually mean a whole lot. And a lot of you, I see a percentage of you that are not subscribed but are still watching our Solo Las Mas content.
How could you?
I don't remember the exact percentage because I looked at it a few days ago. But I see you. It's free and takes half a second. Just go do it right now. Right, I'm giving you time right now. Right now.
Can you help us get to 1.5K subscribers?
Nice. That'd be very nice.
We're so close.
I just gave you a moment. If you didn't take that moment, it's not your moment to have. So. And you know what? I'm going to give you another moment to go hit the like button. Thank you very much. We've got 3 other channels as well with Almost All Things Reality TV, Almost All Things Eurovision Song Contest, and Almost All Things Wrestling Recaps over on our newest channel, The Cup Ringside. All of those links and our membership link for Patreon are down below in the description. So we start out this episode and it's like they're all crowded around the star table, which we both did notice there were 7 slots for stars, which also does factor in the fact that at the very, very start of the episode, we see the announcement of the finale date, which we're excited about. I'm excited that it's a shorter season because I think then that means we'll have a bit of a break And then I'm still hoping that we will go back and watch the old seasons of La Mas. The people want it, David. And I know you're not the one that I have to convince to do it. But yes, I'm very excited for the finale coming on May 7th. I'm going to be 100% honest with you, La Mas fans. That could not be a worse week for this podcast. So I'm just going to go ahead and say right now, our finale recap is going to be late.
It is.
I don't know how late. David will be traveling. That's my birthday week. And it's also the week of Eurovision. So there's going to be a lot going on. I might also be traveling that week. I haven't decided yet. So it's going to be late. We will have a finale recap out as soon as we possibly can. But just please recognize we're going to do our best to get the content for Solo Las Mas out as quickly as we possibly can. So, with that being said, we have the 7 slots for stars. They're putting up their stars. They're doing their thing. This whole big thing is like, I was like, this whole intro was whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot. We did see everybody there in the Knicks lounge hanging out, and people were like, "Take off your mask, Velveteen. Take it off."
I'd like to keep it on, please.
And we finally got the big reveal.
Had we not seen her?
No.
Really?
This was the very first time we've seen Velveteen without a mask. And I had an expectation. I honestly, and this may sound bad, but I was like, she's wearing a mask for a reason. She's very insecure about how
did you think it was like some like face thing?
I just thought she just didn't think that she was attractive.
I think she's attractive.
I was surprised. I was like,
oh,
you're kind of cute.
I was like, he's kind of
cute. Yeah.
On a cast of, I'm going to be honest, beefcakes. Because, okay.
Oh my gosh, Serena. So right
Sirena, oh my God, literally.
Every time.
Sirena's confessional looks.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I kind of want to go buy that merch that she was wearing because it's good. I'm like, girl, she looked. But also, if you needed a daily dose of Sirena or Rudy, you could just go to their Instagrams. It's mostly not them in drag. Have I followed both of them? Yes. But I was just like,
have you not followed all of them?
I have.
Okay, I was about to say.
I will say the first 3 that I followed were Rudy, Sirena, and Madison. But I do follow, I think, all of them on Instagram now. But truly, every week, I'm like, Sirena is killing it with these confessional looks. Because she's just hot. Like, at the end of the day, she's just really hot. But I'm also really liking Sirena as a character. And I'm very intrigued with all of these girls, minus Velvet, obviously, because she hadn't been on before. I'm very curious to go back and rewatch the old seasons to see if I feel the same way about these people on their original seasons. That's what I'm most excited about watching this now, like where we're at in our La Mas journey. But yeah, that's that. Aviescu comes in. I think I want to comment on Aviescu for a second because I also recently followed her on social media. I see why she won. I don't know that she needed to be the coach host in the Knicks Lounge situation. I think her hosting abilities have gotten better over the 3 episodes we've seen. And I don't know also whether it's because I have this... The only other concept of this kind of coach-host role that I've seen on La Mas so far is Alexis Tresequiseles and Johnny Carmona.
And I loved Alexis.
And I love that, and I love them both. And I feel like they both were so outgoing and charismatic and brought a whole lot of energy. I know Aviescu hasn't done something like this before, and I don't think she's doing a bad job. It's just an adjustment for me. Because I was always so used to the oli 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 and like that starting my episode of La Mas and like bringing the energy up. And Aviescu hasn't done that, but has been hosting in a very interesting way. couple that with the fact that she is contemporaries with these queens.
Right. I think that's the whole issue.
Because we see her specifically kind of going in on Madison at the start of this episode, being like, "You good?" And we find out more about why.
Okay,
later when we
and
have
I
our
was
Nick
wondering.
moment. Yeah,
I was wondering if that's what it was about.
I absolutely think that's
Okay.
what it was. Yeah, I absolutely think that's what it was. And we'll talk about that when we get to the Nick's Lounge moment later. But that was putting all the pieces together. I was like, that all makes sense. So we get ABS talking about our pasarela category for the week, which is La Mas Suertuda. And I love that ABS was like, I lost it to some bitch in my season. I don't know who this bitch is.
Oh, yeah, I don't know either.
And the whole conversation, again, another thing. So excited to go back and watch this original Runway because of how many people did the same concept, it seems like. Because I remember Rudy saying that in confessional, being like, because she did the rooster, I believe, is what she said. And there were like a bunch of people that Roosters and Devils, were the two that were done. That makes the most sense, given gay, drag, devil, cock. Makes sense.
Sure. I don't know. I don't get this theme, but that's okay. We'll talk about that later.
Yes, because I do want to do a deep dive with you on the theme because I know you're confused. I know you're confused. We'll do it in Look Over Here.
Okay.
I'll give you the full tea on that. So go check that out if you want to hear my interpretation of what I know about the theme, which is not.
Okay, I can't wait to find out.
100% accurate. It's very fun. But we also find out that the chiquiretos are back. I was wondering, because I like myself a chiquireto. I didn't like this one. I'll just be honest and straight up right there. I didn't care for this one. But we're getting into 30-minute quick drag. And then they show up in a field. Just hard cut field. It felt like last season where they were like, truly honest drag in the middle of the day. I could never. But it felt like last season when they did quick drag. You're getting very sleepy. Cut to airport. What was it? Jumping out of a plane. I was like, so this must be an editing choice, is what I'm learning. Like, this must be the editing choice that Lamas does. Cool, whatever. But for this challenge, sponsored by BP, which they could not have made more evident by the number of times Johnny Carmona had to say BP.
And then the queens were like, so BPs who were blaming for us being out here in daylight drag?
Yes, so they had to blame BP, and then when they went back to the Nick's Lounge, they had to make sure that they were drinking all of their Zoe water. Because they were so dehydrated from being outside, thanks to BP. I love that they have sponsors. I truly do. Just the hand fisting of the sponsor things, whatever to me. So they have to do an inflatable obstacle course. They have to run to the end of the inflatable obstacle course, put on a mascot costume, and then run back through the course. And the top 3 win a prize.
My favorite thing when they were describing like the challenge, Guajardo was like, I don't run, not even for an ice cream truck. I've definitely ran for the ice cream truck sometime in my life. It's been a while.
I did when I was a kid. I haven't done that at all.
I would feel very awkward as a 39-year-old man running for an ice cream truck now.
Yes. Even me in my young, youthful age that I will not disclose, but have in other podcasts, you'll have to go find out. It is also my birthday soon, so I'll be a different age. But this was... so I thought, going into it, they were going to run this in heats. So it was going to be 2 at a time. Or like 3 at a time or something. That wouldn't have made sense mathematically. But like, I was expecting not all of them to just jump on the damn thing at once.
Yeah.
And they ended up just bottlenecking the whole thing. And Rudy was able to run all the way down through and won.
True. And we saw an injury?
Now, if Sorrow Nasty ends up getting eliminated from this competition because of a fucking, I'm picking up my microphone because I'm gonna say
Oh,
this.
you sound so good when you do that.
Thank you so much. I do appreciate it. You know what? I'm gonna take a book. I'm gonna take a play out of your book today.
Mhm.
I'm just gonna hold my microphone because I can't say this statement any higher than this, or else I'm gonna get angry. I'm trying to save my anger for the end of this episode at the judges. But I'm looking at you, producers. I don't remember your names. The Brunos, whatever. If Sorrow Nasty gets eliminated or disqualified from this season because of a foot injury, because of an idiotic, inflatable obstacle course challenge, I will never watch this show again.
Oh,
That's a lie. I probably still will watch this
okay.
episode, but I will watch every other episode of this show with contempt in my heart, and I will never forgive either of you.
I just hope it
But it
wasn't a
didn't
nasty injury.
get my pocketbook. I'm leaving. That was good.
It
That
was.
was very good. Yeah, it didn't seem like an issue later. Was gonna be my comment also. It seemed like she was walking perfectly fine.
Hmm.
I feel like we would have heard something.
Probably. Unless they didn't want
Or
us to.
we might hear something in the next episode. I hope not. But it's a mess. This is a mess of a challenge. But our top three end up being Rudy, Georgie, and C-Pher. And C-Pher was nervous. She was like, I don't do this. I'm not physical. And I was like, girl, same.
Right. I thought Serena would be front
And
runner here.
Sedena was like, no, it was Madison that was like, I ran track in school, like going through all of her like track and field accolades. I was like, oh yeah, Madison's gonna kill this. She got like fifth because of the bottlenecking. Don't do that. So then they pull out eggs out of a little thing that Toxico has.
Very fitting for a few days after Easter.
Right. Oh my god, this man, the way he had that checkered flag and he was just trying to breathe life into this challenge, just yeah. I was like, baby, you're doing the best you can, and I appreciate you for that. But yeah, they pull out their eggs, and Rudy wins 5,000 pesos. C-Pher won 500 pesos. And Georgie wins a fucking gold star.
Wow.
And hey.
For coming in second place.
For coming in second place in a competition. That means nothing. In the grand scheme. Well, now it means something. Because now she's caught up.
That should have been pink stars in there if they're going to give out any.
I agree completely.
Oh, imagine
But
if there
again,
was a black star.
I would have lived. I would have lived, David. I would have lived.
Velveteen, this is your third black star.
Could you? Because they made Velveteen run the damn thing too. Could you imagine? Could you imagine if Velveteen got another black star?
Or what if she got a gold star?
She would have been back in the competition.
Would she have?
Yes, because that's the whole thing. I think. Wait, I would have loved that.
Oh my gosh, that would have been crazy.
Yeah, because remember, they said if you're out of the, because she's a ghost queen right now, but if she gets a gold star, I wonder if they're going to do more chiquiretos like that, where they're giving out gold stars or something. I also fully made a banner and forgot to use it, but here you go, visuals. I would love that, honestly. I think that'd be so fun.
I agree.
But yes, now we get into the Nick's Lounge stuff. David, I know you have stuff to talk about with this because I do want to talk about the Madison crying Avi-esque situation. So yeah, speak on all that.
Yeah, so pretty much immediately when everybody's back in the Nick's Lounge, they're like, hey, Velveteen. So what was up with that lip sync from last episode? And we sure
Oh
didn't like that lip sync. I don't think anybody did.
no, we all read her to pieces.
We did. But we did hear Velveteen kind of explain her thoughts behind it, and she's like, I don't want to feel embarrassed about it because I was trying to be camp with it. Like I wasn't trying to be serious. Like I wasn't trying to be bad either, but I kind of felt bad for her because it's like she can't catch a break so far,
Mhm.
really.
Yeah.
She will kind of catch a break at the end of this episode. We'll talk about it. Um, but yeah, after that, we do kind of get Georgie. She's still a little pissed about being read by Lolita in the previous episode. She
Yeah.
was like, she's like, Lolita, my former bestie, I hate you now.
I hate you.
Yep. So I'm like, okay, well, Georgie does not like any sort of negative feedback, which
No.
is fair, I guess.
Yeah.
She doesn't strike me as the kind that would.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they all talk to Madison and they're like, hey, Madison, so what was up with you crying after
Yeah.
you?
We get like a whole conversation because Madison talks about crying after being voted, and then Velveteen also talks about what it feels like to get voted.
Mhm.
I love that we got the perspective from both of them, like Velvy being already eliminated and having been voted, and then also Madison having that very, very fresh experience. I felt bad for her.
I
I was
did
like,
too.
oh,
And I kind of respect that. Like, you can tell this wasn't necessarily something she wanted to talk about. She
yeah,
did it in the bathroom for a reason.
yeah,
So I think she wants to portray herself as being really strong, and
yeah.
she is very
Oh,
strong.
absolutely, yeah.
But those kind of like I would cry too,
Oh,
probably.
yeah.
And that doesn't mean I want to do it on TV, and it doesn't necessarily mean that I want
Right,
everybody to
right.
know
Yeah,
that I did it. So
right.
yeah, I did. I'm really starting to like. I already was. I'm liking the dynamic here between Velveteen and Madison, and just like Velveteen being like,
Yeah,
you all like as much as you think you might know how it feels to be voted out, you never actually know how it feels
yeah,
until it's happened. Like you
yeah.
don't know how you're going to react. Like it's easy to call out people for having an emotional reaction,
Mhm.
and it's true. Like nobody can say anything, especially because so many of them have relationships. I think a lot of them have security. I think a lot of them are very safe from being voted for based on connections they've made. I'm sure there's alliances to some degree.
I hope because I do agree with that. I hope there comes a moment where somebody is like, I need to make sure that I secure my spot in the end game. I hope we get sabotage. I
Mhm.
really honestly hope that at some point we get La Mas Draga social strategy race. Honestly, like I think it would add because these bitches are already dramatic as
Yeah.
is. Like I think that would just add a whole nother layer of dynamic onto the season. And that is one thing. The one person that we did see speak on that in this episode was Sirena. And I loved hearing her talk about it. Was either this or last episode. I don't remember which one it was. I think it was this one where she was talking about like the competition getting stiffer and her, being worried and like the potential of like maybe I need to throw someone under the bus in a future week in order to make sure that I make it to the finale. But still, who even knows what the finale format is? I don't. We don't
Nope.
know what the format of this damn season is. Like, huh? Um, but yeah, I think honestly, I think Madison is my favorite.
Okay.
I really like this cast top to bottom. I think all of them are very talented and I'm enjoying all of them as characters. There just is something about Madison for me that I'm really really connecting to and I'm really appreciating seeing her vulnerability.
Mhm.
For me right now, I think my two favorites overall are Madison and Sirena, honestly.
Oh.
Because I think Sirena is a very fun character.
Okay.
And I think the drag that she's presented so far has been pretty good.
Yeah.
But I'm loving C-Pher and I'm loving Soro and I'm really liking Velveteen and hearing more about Velveteen's story and all of that. Like this whole cast is good.
Mhm.
Um, but I think if I like, no one's forcing me to pick a favorite right now, but I think it would be Madison. I really like Madison.
It's definitely C-Pher for me.
And
Definitely.
I absolutely love that. C-Pher is a queen after my own heart. Like, I've known that from the the moment she walked in a damn Digimon outfit, I was like, that's my girl. That's my girl. I love C-Pher too. I was like, who did we not mention? That's shady.
Gajardo.
But I like Water though.
Me
And
too.
I like Rudy.
Yep.
I still feel like we're forgetting someone.
Georgie?
Oh, I do like Georgie. Yeah. I like Georgie. Yeah, I think that's everyone.
Yep.
So, with that being said, shall we talk about the judges and the looks real quick and then dive into the rest of the episode? So, obviously we do now have a second episode per week for Solo Las Mas. So make sure to go check out our other episode where we're talking exclusively about the runway looks over
here.
The only time I have to play that this episode. I'm thankful for that. We're going to do a full dive into all the judges' looks and all of the runway looks for this week. But we do have our host, season 3 host, Carla Diaz, who I thought as a host, I really enjoyed her.
She's my least favorite so far of the 3.
That's fair. I get that.
I just didn't get much personality from her. I have a very clear ranking. It's Claudia, Lorena, and then
Carla.
I already forgot her name.
I might agree, but I did like Carla.
Wait, I said Claudia. It's Vanessa Claudio.
Yes.
Sorry.
Vanessa.
I saw you were about to type in the comments. Her name is Vanessa, not Claudia. I corrected myself. So you don't have to send that. You can just say hi
myself. And hit the subscribe. I gave you a moment earlier. If you didn't take your moment earlier, this is your moment. Have it. I'm not going to play the button, but I thought she was fine. I thought she was lovely. Yeah. I don't know what the public perception of her from her season was.
I'm very curious, actually.
I know you all will comment down below. We do greatly appreciate that.
Like, she's an icon. She's the best ever.
I want to say that I remember everyone saying that the season 4 host was their favorite.
Okay.
I think. So I'm excited for the next episode. Yeah, Carla, lovely. Luis, first time in drag.
Yes. And it kind of shows, but that's okay. I actually really appreciated the story. We had Luis take the time to explain about, like, basically toxic masculinity.
And I love that they gave him that moment too. I really did appreciate hearing that too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I could kind of relate to it. Like, I've been in that same mentality in the past where like the natural, like what society deems as the natural, like, perception of a man, that's what I want. And it really does take, like, deconstructing what you're taught and what's so ingrained into you to really break away from that. And am I at the place where I'm ready to hop into drag? Probably not, but it just doesn't appeal to me. I like watching it, but for me, like, I don't think
I like existing around the universe of drag, but I don't know that drag is necessarily the thing for me to do.
But props to him. Props to you, Mama.
Yes, work, Diva.
Kudos for saying that, for spilling.
I didn't have it ready, David.
Kudos for saying that, for spilling.
And then Lola looking gorge.
Yes. And I will just say, I think this is the episode where I'm getting her.
I get her.
Her. And I think it's because, like, she straight up was not nearly as mean this episode.
No, she had her biting critiques. I honestly, something tells me that maybe production was like, maybe ease up a little bit on these girls.
And it's okay. Like, I think a good balance, like, have sometimes where you're showing that really toughness, and then other times where you're showing the more nurturing persona. So I think it requires a balance. And now that I know she's not going to be a vile monster every week, I'm here for her. She's now Madre.
Mother.
Yes.
Yes, definitely Mother. I'm loving her.
Mhm.
Loving her. And she feels like Michelle Visage does on Drag Race.
Yeah, I can see that for sure.
I definitely see that. Like, I feel that energy from her. I feel that she just wants these girls to be the best that they can. And I've felt that since week 1, because she did make that very, very clear. Though in a very, harsh way. But I came around to her last week. I'm happy that you have also come around, because I think she's so funny. And I really, her way of judging, I'm very happy that she's the one that is presumably here through the whole season.
Mm-hmm.
Though I am missing Jody, and I'm missing, oh no, what's her name? Raquel.
Yeah,
Raquel. I'm missing them, and I'm missing Natal.
Yeah.
But I'm very happy with Lola, and I really like her. So, La Mas Suertuda is our category for the week. I won't do the full explanation here. I'll do it over in...
Look over here.
Okay. I can't wait, because I'm a little confused. It seems all over the place.
I'm surprised that you're confused.
Mm-hmm.
That does not surprise me at all. So... let's do our quick thoughts on these looks, starting with Velvy, who wasn't supposed to get critique, and then she did.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I would prefer to focus on myself, is more what the judges said as we go through these.
I think that's a great way to go about it. Yeah, let's do
we
that.
should start doing that from now on.
I think that's great. Yeah.
So on this one, she was not supposed to get any feedback, but hey, a little spoiler. I'm glad she got feedback, because I really like this look. But this Lolita was like, oh, sorry producers, sorry everybody, I don't care. I need to talk about this because this is beautiful. And this is where I'm like, oh, she can be nice. She can be nice. So I really like that. I thought that was heartwarming. And she needed it. She really it desperately.
Need it. Yeah. Her entire monologue to Lola and the judges afterwards, like, I loved it. I love that. I think it was Gina Ramsey. And I really like this look too, so I'm excited to talk about it. Madison. I mean, their big critique was just how how her wig was falling back afterwards. Right. Her explanation, though, absolutely made sense. I'm glad that
but was she just kind of winging that explanation, or was that true?
Who knows? Well, it was upright when she was walking the runway. True. I did note that. I went back and looked because I was curious about it. It was because that bottom left photo is when she walked out on the runway, and then it started tilting. So
if she thought on the fly and was like, "Oh yeah, it was on purpose because of this,"
I love it.
Then good for her. Good for her. I love a queen who can think on her feet. And I did the funniest thing for me was, so in this performance, there was a part where she kisses Toxico, which was very funny because there was like zero effort on her part. It was more like, and then he was like, but then we get Lolita like calling out Toxico, like, don't you put your hands on her. Now, as punishment, I think it was Luis who was like, as punishment, you have to get naked.
Hey, I'm not going to be mad at that.
Get naked.
Well, one of the three of them has an OnlyFans. I'll let you guess which one.
Well, I know one that does, so I guess it's probably the one.
Venanito.
Yes. Wouldn't have been my first choice, but that's okay.
I ain't mad at it.
I'm not mad at it, but Toxico would be my first choice.
Yeah, probably same.
If you want to hear me talk about Toxico, just go back to our season 6 of Mas Draga coverage, and
we talk all about them. Yes. Georgie.
The most interesting revelation that we got here was that Lola is willing to take off her coat and reveal her tattoo because
I loved it.
Yeah, I thought that was adorable because we get the question about like, why not have a thumb for your head? And she tried to explain, oh, I'm the wrist and I want it to be like a heart tattoo.
That doesn't make sense.
The thumb part or her
thumb part.
It doesn't, but her explanation, like, I still don't get a wrist from her face either. But the heart tattoo, it kind of makes sense now. And then we do see that she has a matching tattoo, kind of like this fake makeup
Yeah.
tattoo is matching with Lolita's real
I
tattoo.
love it.
Mhm.
I love it.
Yeah, but I'll just say I'm not crazy about this look. You'll hear more about it later, but it sounds like the judges were not super impressed either. So
No. Sorto Nasty gets some incredible critique from Lola.
you stupid bitch, you nasty whore.
David, you don't have to reveal our DMs like this.
But now in the comments, who was saying that to whom between the
You'll
two of
never
us?
know.
Yeah. This is just becoming a running theme. Every episode, I'm like, who is Lola gonna say something really mean to, but mean
Right.
it as a compliment?
Right.
And this week it was sort of nasty because the words I just said were a compliment, and at least that's how they translated it for us in the
Oh
subtitles.
yeah, no, I felt the energy as like when I go
Mhm.
like
Yep.
that's the energy I was getting from that whole interaction for sure.
I agree. But I
That
also do
par look.
supposed to be a little bit of like, "Ooh, does she like it? Does she not? Does she like it? Does she not?" Uh, so I like that as a running theme, but man, they were living for this look.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Per. I wasn't. I was living for C-Pher though.
Um, and do you know who else was? These judges.
The judges.
And I was like, "Oh, wow, she's about to get her second gold star." I believe the quote that we got from Mother herself was, "The wig saved crops. It cleared my skin."
Sure.
I was like, "Okay, I love that quote." That was great, but
I love it.
spoiler, I very much love this too. But will she I asked last week, I was like, "Will she keep getting full cups from me? Because she's 2 for 2. Will she be 3 for 3?" You'll have to look over here to find out.
We'll find out. I'm excited to find out.
Mhm.
Well, hard though. I have a lot of thoughts on this look. I will save it, obviously. I did tend to agree with what the judges were saying though.
Okay.
But
Yeah, it seemed like the main critique that she was getting from the judge was about the silhouette and how it didn't change after the reveal. I have very specific thoughts on that too. I will say I'm way more positive about this than the judges were. But as far as the silhouette part goes, we'll talk about that later. Oh, also, I love when Veneno comes and opens and all the roses fall on her. But we'll talk about other stuff later
that was my favorite part of the whole thing. I loved it. It felt very Sasha Velour.
Yep.
Sirena.
Yeah, so we get a reveal up front. Luis is
Yeah.
like, "You're my Lamas of the week." So I was like, "Ooh, okay, you're already revealing that." That and I'm like, "Wait,
Alright.
it's just the 2 of you voting, right?" So how does it work? Is it just the 2 of them now? Because it used to be 3,
Yeah.
unless Carla's voting, which I don't think she is. Or are the Brunos also putting in votes? I don't know. So I'm like, well, if we know half, then that's really going to be like hard to overcome. So she's got to be like in the top 2 at least.
Right.
And I will say, I don't know that she was my loss, but I did
I
think
don't
that
know that she was mine either.
was interesting that she told her that right off the bat. And Lolita also loved this, and she says she loved how Serena like tore herself apart and spit on her. I'm like, you have such like weird like. I'm like,
The
I don't
way
remember her spitting on you, Lolita.
well, no, she had a moment walking the runway where she was like
Oh, okay, that
spitting
part.
like scorpion venom.
I thought you meant like spitting
Oh no
on.
because
Okay.
she had the like venom that came out and she like
Right.
spat it, but it was at the side of the runway where it like, could have been like spitting it at her.
Okay. That
Yeah,
makes more
I
sense.
think that's what she was referencing in that. But Rudy with the big elaborate whole thing.
And this was a person who got yelled at very sternly. So I'm like, okay, well, she's not going to be at the top because Lola was not happy about the little nip slip that we got. I'll just say it's not near my top. We'll talk about the judging in just a minute here, but
I'm very excited to talk about the judging.
Oh, and we did get we also got Lolita yelling at Toxico and Veneno because of the whole stage acting with the shooting, and Lolita's like, Toxico,
dare
Veneno,
you?"
how dare you shoot at her? You're Lamenos for shooting at her.
Okay, girl, whatever.
Notice my notes don't say much about what Louis said.
Did he say much
Mm,
other than straight up revealing his lamas?
yeah, I guess that's about it.
So, speaking of those results, we do get the results, and we find out that this week's lamas is again Sirena.
Okay. I was a little surprised.
I was also a little surprised.
I was a little surprised seeing the look. I was not as
Yes.
surprised hearing that half of the judges said you were Lamas.
Yeah. So, who would have been yours?
Should I save it or will I give it away? I'm gonna say C-Pher has a good shot of being my Lamas this week.
Okay.
I'll let you know for sure once I look at the looks again and give scores, but
Okay.
I'm thinking C-Pher probably.
I've got a couple people in mind, but I really like Madison, so that's probably.
Okay.
I thought Madison did pretty well, but we also get the almost kind of, but not quite Casimas to Rudy.
What?
This one gooped me more. I'm gonna be honest. Sirena winning, I was like, okay, great, yeah, like, okay, sure. Rudy was second.
Yeah, I was prepared for Rudy to be.
I was prepared for Rudy to get voted into the lip sync.
In fact, like if you told me that, if you gave me the three names, the gold star, the pink star, and the black star, and you just told me like these are the three people, I would be like, oh yeah, well, Guajardo is definitely one of the top two. Serena is definitely one of the top two. So Rudy's 100% the black star.
Well, Julie, I was a little very gooped, a little very gagged. But then Lola steps in and is like, I also have an almost but not quite this week. And she names out Soto Nasty. I honestly thought before she said Soto, I'm happy for Soto. I don't think this was the look for it. But I thought she was going to give it to Velveteen.
Oh, see, I was torn. I was like, it could go to Velveteen, but then I'm like, but their comments to C-Pher were so positive. So I thought it was one of those two. I did not think it was Zoro. I have a theory. I really think they are trying to even the scores a little bit. Because now we've got Soro, we've got Georgie from the mini challenge, and we've got
everyone
Rudy.
Has a star of some kind.
Yes. So yeah, I think they just want everybody to be on the board. I mean, her votes were already counted. Like your votes, right, Lola, helped get Rudy the pink star. So this should not have been a thing. But I hope that all the other judges that we have will also get like a bonus pink star.
Literally 5 people got a star this episode.
Wow. That like doubled the stars almost.
Literally. We'll talk about star count at the end. We do find out after the voting that the group has voted to eliminate Guajardo.
And Velveteen got to vote. Congratulations for doing so well. You get to vote. She's like, what kind of
How
prize is this?
fucking demeaning. Honestly, I was like,
I thought they were going to put her back into like the black star category.
oh,
Like
they were going to take away one of her stars.
Yeah, like take her away from being a ghost and put her back in like
Well, no, because the
purgatory.
only way that would have happened is if she had gotten a gold star.
But that brings her
from the
back
mini
to the
challenge?
regular. That puts her back on the even playing field, right?
Yeah.
If she, I thought they would be like,
Oh, just like
here's like
the
a
pink
bonus.
star cancels the black star? Or one black
of them.
star?
So you're
Yeah.
still down in the like
Oh,
lower
okay. Sure.
purgatory. But she was not happy about having to vote. She's like, well, great, thanks.
Yeah.
This is my favorite part.
The only vote that we did see happen was Rudy's, who did vote for Wahardo.
Which made me nervous for Wahardo.
Yeah. And then we find out, because she won the lip sync last week, Madison gets to pick who Wahardo goes up against in the lip sync.
I had no idea what she was going to do.
I figured, with nothing really else to base it off of, I figured she would go off of critique or potentially who she voted for. I don't know. Regardless, she picks Georgie, which made sense. Definitely, it made sense for me.
And my first thought was, because I couldn't remember how the lip sync went last week. I'm like, are we about to see Georgie in that hand costume and then Wahardo in this huge, like, it's right, like lip syncing in those big looks?
No, because you want to know what we got instead, David?
What?
We got this.
Oh, no.
Baby, Georgie lost the moment she walked out, because what the fuck is this?
I'm going to be honest. I've never pled a look, I don't think, in the history of me being on here.
I don't think you have.
That's a look I would plead. Like, if that was something we were judging.
Would. You know what? Right now, we're going to judge it. I plead.
I plead too. That's so bad. Like, even the wig was bad.
Girl!
I felt so embarrassed for her. Can we see that one more time?
I don't want to, but sure.
Oh my gosh. Georgie,
like, her padding is so... I don't think she's padded. No, she can't be padded. No, there can't be a pad there. But and then why are we wearing the bra and the panty over the full body bodysuit? That doesn't even fit. That doesn't even fit, because if you look, there's a little bit of space between the fabric and her wrist. No.
Oh my goodness. I'm so
sorry. Ma'am. I think I'm gonna need that as a soundbite, David.
What?
No, ma'am.
I don't know what that's from.
It's Jasmine Masters.
Oh, okay. I was like, are you wanting me to pull a clip of you doing it right now?
No.
Like,
no.
Here's a soundbite we have of Logan saying, no.
No, we don't need that. What we do need to talk about, though, is our lip sync between Georgie and Wahardo, lip syncing to Sexy Dance by Paulina Rubio. We're 2 for 2 on bad lip syncs. I'm going to be honest.
I think this was worse.
Overall?
Yes.
I still think my favorite of the 4 performances we've seen, I would agree, is Madison's.
Yes, absolutely.
This was not... I think Georgie did the absolute best she could with what she was given.
I don't think so.
I don't think this is a song that she would perform.
She gave minimal effort for me. They both did.
Yeah.
Like this was an atrocity. Like, I honestly think this is the worst lip sync I've seen in years. Wow. Like, for both people.
Okay.
Well, like, I've seen double sachets that were way better than this.
Yeah.
I'm embarrassed for them.
I was disappointed.
Because I like them both. I like them both.
I do too. I really do.
But please tell me in the comments if you thought this was a good lip sync. I would love to know. Be brave. Be brave.
Right. I'm like, what did you like about this? I would actually like to know. What did they do successfully? Quickly. Georgie looked cute. That's what she did.
She did look cute.
Yes, I liked her look. But yeah, this was not great.
And I thought, oh, sorry.
Yeah. No, go ahead.
I thought we were about to get them like ripped to shreds because
the way she started this whole thing, I was like, are they both gonna get black stars?
Mhm.
I don't think that's possible. But then what the fuck are the rules of this?
I know. I kind of thought they deserved both black stars. They should have done it, to be honest.
I don't know. They do end up giving the black star to Guajardo. She was not happy about it.
No, and I can't blame her. I mean, I don't want to give away too much, but I would not have voted her out. That's all I'm going to say. But she did suck at this lip sync.
Yeah. Yep. So that's where we're at. Do you want to do a quick star count?
Sure. Star
I have
count
it
or
up.
draft?
I have it
Okay.
up.
Yes. And then I'll give a draft update after.
Please. Okay, so where we're sitting right now, we have obviously Velveteen is eliminated. Still. C-Pher has a gold star and a pink star. Georgie has 1 gold star.
Did you notice she put it on the episode 1 thing?
Did she?
Yeah. She put it on episode 1.
I hope they move it. I hope
but she doesn't have. Oh yeah, she does have room for it. Yeah, she should absolutely.
She didn't. She didn't get another star this episode. So
because I was thinking about that, I was like, where is she gonna? Like, if she did put it in episode 3, what would she do if she got a different star? Because there's only room for 1 star per episode.
That's why they gave her the lip sync win, because they couldn't.
Yeah, right. There we go.
That's
conspiracy.
Why. There you go, David. Yeah. So Georgie has 1 gold star. Guajardo has 1 black star. Madison has 1 pink star. Rudy has 1 pink star. Sirena has 2 gold stars, and Soto Nasty has 1 pink star.
So Sirena is the front runner?
The front runner. It would be Sirena and then C-Pher and then Georgie. Technically.
Yeah.
And then Madison, Rudy, and Soto are all even. Yeah. I am starting to believe that conspiracy theory of yours that they just wanted to even out the playing field.
I really think so. But what's not super even is our draft update. Yeah, it's even for some people and not even for others. Unfortunately, in last place is Logan. With 13.5 points. And then Tony is in 3rd place with 17 points. And here's where it gets even as possible. Because Lana and I are both tied with 23 points in 1st place.
I love that.
Yep.
So, well, that's that. So, we will be back next week, same time, same place, same us, probably with Alana. Who knows? But we'll be here to talk all things episode 4 of Solo Las Mas. We'll be halfway through this season.
That's crazy.
That is wild to me. But I'm very excited for the rest of this season. Thank you so much for joining us. We do greatly appreciate all the support that we've gotten on our coverage of Solo Las Mas. Of course, as you always do, let us know down in the comments below all of your thoughts on this episode. I'm very intrigued to see if our thoughts match what our viewers think. That's what I'm most excited to see. So make sure to subscribe, like, and share on your way out. If you have not checked out our episode of Look Over Here, make sure to go check that out as well. It'll be out shortly after this one is, if you're watching this right at the time we drop it. We'll be back to our normal Thursday episode recap, Saturday Look Over Here stuff next week. Scheduling was just done this week. So that's just where we were at. But make sure to subscribe, like, and share on the way out. Check out all of our other channels and our membership links down in the description below, as well as checking out our social media at The Cup Pod on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. You could go follow me and David as well, and you could also go get your merch, including but not limited to Cup Mug down below as well. So, with all that being said, thank you for finally picking up your Cup Mug, David.
I'm preparing my dinner order.
As you should. Cheers.
Cheers.
Ugh.
Adios.
Also, I will say it's now 3 weeks into the season. These songs are definitely stuck in my head now.
Bangers.
Da, 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 dee, da.